There's my coaching career. I've coached teams. I've done private instruction, team training. So I've done a few different things. One thing that I work on whenever I'm doing private instruction with players is the lead up to the at bat. I don't think a lot of guys really talk about that a whole lot. Okay, and what I mean is, from the on deck circle, what do they do from the on deck circle to when they get into the box? Okay, a lot of guys just kind of go through how to hit a baseball, but I want to do, I want to take it a step further and work on the approach to the plate. Okay, all hitters, okay, are different. Okay, you got different body type. Okay, different bone structure, different swings. Okay, some guys are 5 foot nothing, some guys are 6'6". Okay, so what I say is you can't teach every single hitter how to hit the exact same way. You don't want to have robots. Okay, I'm not going to teach Suzuki how to hit like Pujols. Okay, because he's not going to be successful. All right, so I'm sure some of the questions that might be going through your head right now about hitting are, what do you teach to your hitters? And I think there's some absolutes in baseball and absolutes in hitting, absolutely. But at the same time, we try and take an individualized approach with these players, okay, and figure out, what they do incorrectly and adapt to that, okay? So starting off with coming in from the on-deck circle into the box, all right? Guys have to be comfortable, okay? Guys have got to be comfortable when they're in the box. They have to be in a rhythm, okay? If they look uncomfortable, they're not going to be able to hit, all right? So just keep that in mind. If you see a guy that's just doesn't look very comfortable in there, he's got to figure out a way to get into a good rhythm up there, okay? So from walking into the box, all right, they got to have a ritual. They got to have a pre-pitch ritual, all right? My pre-pitch ritual, okay, I tap the outside corner of the plate, then the inside corner, okay? And I would do something with my hands. Now this would vary. Sometimes I would do this, sometimes I would do this, sometimes I would do that, all right? Nomar Garciaparra, you guys remember him? All right. I saw him play back when he was at Georgia Tech back in 1994. He still did all that stuff, okay? Nothing changed. I don't know how he did it, all right? But for those of you who don't know, he would get in the box.
Can you do it?
Yeah, I can do it. I said I can do it. All right? He would get in the box, okay? And after he took a pitch, let's say ball one, he would take a step out, okay? He'd adjust his batting gloves this way 7 times. 7 times. Each time, he would go around his head with the bat. He'd step in, and he would kick his toes 7 times, just like this, all right? Now, that's a ritual. Now, baseball players, they like routine, okay? That's what we love. We love having a routine. We like being in a rhythm, okay? He really took it to the next level, okay? That gives you an idea. You want to make sure that the guys have an idea of what they're doing when they get into the batter's box, all right? Another important aspect of, touching the outside corner of the plate or touching the back corner of the plate, wherever it is, all right, they know where the strike zone is, okay? If Billy comes up to the box and he just stands in here, takes a swing, steps out, all right, and then he jumps back in, and now he's standing here, the strike zone's changed for him, okay? So they got to make sure that they're standing in the same spot, okay, or at least they know where the strike zone is. Certain pitchers, you might have players get up on the plate. That's fine, okay? I'm not saying not to do that. Some guys might throw slower. They might have, you might have them up in the box. That's fine, too. A guy that's throwing heat, okay, maybe he's back here, all right? But they just got to always know where they are in the box, okay? So after they get into their rhythm, all right, then the fun part starts, okay? Start off talking about the grip. Now, when I was growing up, I always heard door knocking knuckles. You want to have your door knocking knuckles lined up. You ever heard that? Okay? Now, I didn't have the biggest hands when I was growing up, so for me it felt like I was barely holding on to the bat, all right? So if they have big enough hands and they feel comfortable having those door knocking knuckles lined up, that's fine, okay? But even to this day, because I've become, just so used to it, I'm about halfway, okay? Halfway, right there. But what we want to avoid is having, your door knocking knuckles lined up with the, I don't know, whatever these knuckles are called, okay? The punching knuckles, yeah. Right there, you want to avoid that, and here's the reason why. Everybody see that? It's not real fluid, it's not real quick, okay? When I'm out here, it's a little bit quicker, okay? These are your quick muscles, guys, your quick twitch muscles. You want to use these, all right? You want to use these. And having the bat choking it, right here back in your palms, you're not going to be as quick as you want to be, okay? So trying to have it in this area right here, okay? In this area right in here, that's where you want to be gripping the bat, okay? How to grip a bat, I like to say hold the bat like you're holding a bird, okay? You don't want it to fly away, okay? But you don't want to, you don't want to squeeze it to death. So somewhere in between, all right? Too many guys get up there and they're locked in, they're ready for that pitch, and man, now we got tight muscles, okay? Tight muscles are slow muscles, fellas. Loose muscles are quick muscles, all right? Not too loose, all right? But loose muscles are quick muscles. So holding that bat kind of like it's a bird, okay, is going to ensure that we've got a nice loose grip, okay, and we're going to be fluid, okay? We're going to have a good rhythm at the plate, okay? So that's the grip. Any questions on the grip, fellas? Okay, moving on to the stance. Some guys like to hit real wide, okay? I mentioned Pujols earlier, okay? Some guys, who hits real close together? Who am I? Brady Anderson. Anybody remember Brady Anderson? Okay, he had a good year. That one year, he had a good year. He was real, he was real tight with his feet. Okay, so all guys are different. All right, but again, they just got to make sure they're comfortable, whether they're together, far apart. Okay, hopefully, guys haven't gone too far with having a big open stance or a big closed stance. I don't think they need to be doing that at this age. They need to keep it simple. But whatever they're doing, I don't like using the phrase "bend your knees," okay? Because when you tell a kid bend his knee, if he's really straight up, you tell a kid to bend his knees, what's he do? And now, does this look comfortable? No. So now we've gotten out of rule number one, okay? We've gotten past that. We're not comfortable at the plate. So instead of saying bend your knees, I always say soften your knees, okay? Softening your knees kind of, to me, it's just like, okay, I got, they're softened, they're slightly bent, okay? I got the weight and the balls of my feet. I'm in a pretty, I'm pretty comfortable right here, okay? So softening your knees right there, all right? Let me ask this, how many of you guys, have an open stance or have, see a major leaguer? Because, there's good things and there's bad things about watching Major League Baseball if you're a kid. You can pick up a lot of good things and you also pick up a lot of bad things, okay? If Ricky Henderson's playing in the outfield, I'm not letting my son watch him catch, because he's going to do one of these, and catch the ball like that, all right, one-handed, okay? So there's some negatives you can take from watching a Major League Baseball game, okay? One of the other negatives is the stances that these guys have, okay? Some of these guys have these big leg kicks. They start open, okay? Remember Julio Franco? He was here, okay? So, and the problem is, our guys, they see these players. They see a Jose Bautista, they see an A-Rod, and they start saying, well, it works for them, all right? Remember we were out there talking earlier about, there's a little bit of a difference between those guys and what we're dealing with, okay? Those guys have been playing baseball a lot longer, okay? Very gifted players, all right? So try and keep it as simple as possible, I would say, with their stances. And if they say, well, my favorite player hits this way, you can, let him down gently, okay? And just try and, say eventually he'll be able to hit that way, okay?